Good evening and welcome to the Indie Voice Show, where artists can listen, learn, and grow with knowledge empowering success. And now, here is your host, singer, songwriter, entrepreneur, Miss Wendy Hicks.
It's your girl, Wendy Hicks. Thank you and welcome to the Indie Voice Show. I've got so much to share with you. It's been some very challenging few weeks for me, so we've kind of, been off the scene a little bit, but I thank you guys for being faithful and coming back week after week and checking out the show. I'm excited about my very special guest, co-host, and friend, Mr. Milton Smitty Smith.
Hello.
Well, and before we get into an introduction about Milton, one of the things that last week, or was it last week or week before last? I'm losing track of time. 2 weeks ago, I had the opportunity to attend the ASCAP Expo. It was in LA. And, I always try to share information and resources with my audience. So there are two things that really stood out, and I kind of want to show it to you before we actually go into the Artist Quick Tip segment. So one of the things that as my friend Alex would say, golden nugget, it's this book. It's called How to Make It in the New Music Business, Practical Tips on Building a Loyal Following and Making a Living as a Musician. So I had an opportunity to meet the author of this book. Yes. And great guy. He was the mediator for one of the workshops. And, I've only gotten to like chapter 3 so far. And I tell you, it's a wealth of information. It's more than just, we think that because we are at a technological age where we can put music out and we're, as independent artists, we have a lot of flexibility. But when you're looking at this as a business, there are things that you really have to consider from the very beginning before you even really start the writing process or before you start the recording process. The purpose behind your project and how you want to approach marketing. It's filled with a lot of helpful links and resources, websites. So I encourage you guys to get this book. It's a great read. And what is that? Okay. Somebody is speaking to me. Another resource that I found it's something from off my computer. Another resource that I found, it's a magazine called Music Connection. Have you ever heard of this magazine? I had never heard of it.
I've never heard of it.
So it's a hard copy, and they also have an online presence. And one of the things that I found that has been very resourceful is that there's a directory in here of different resources. If you're looking for singers, songwriters, if you're looking for promoters, if you're looking to have your music reviewed, blogged, it's a wealth of information. They have great articles. It's geared more for the independent artists. So again, Google Music Connection and check this out. It's a great resource. So,
what up?
That being said, so the intro for Milton. Okay, so Milton is now embarking on a solo career after many, many years of working with various artists from the DC metro area and out to like Stevie Wonder. I mean, the legendary Stevie Wonder. He's got pictures, and we'll show those a little later. Usher, some heavy hitters, Shantae Moore. So very wide level of talented folks that are in the industry and are doing very well. A wealth of artists that he's worked for or worked with, and we're going to talk more about that as we get into the interview. But before we do that, let's do the Artist Quick Tip. So I showed you again some information about what I discovered at the ASCAP Expo. The Artist Quick Tip segment. It's called Simple Ways to Promote Your Music on SoundCloud. And one of the things that, not right now, one of the things that I learned also at the expo is how important it is. It's not just about recording music, and having it played on the radio, there are multiple revenue streams that you can consider. And as for example, like now it's commercials and getting your music played in movies. That's a whole another revenue stream. And one of the formats that I noticed that a lot of people are using is through SoundCloud. And that's one thing. I do have a SoundCloud account, but I have not fully utilized it. And one of the things that I found was this article in the Indie Bible. I am an affiliate of Indie Bible. That's another resource that I encourage my viewers to watch or to download. It's a wealth of information, also giving you access to promoters. Like if you're looking to start touring, you want to go to different cities and you're looking for promoters in the area. It's based on like your genre of music, your target audience, and then they'll give you a directory of people that you can look up. So, and that's just a very small portion of what the Indie Bible has inside. I like to go there for the Artist Quick Tips segment because there are a lot of valuable articles in there that are very, very helpful. And so the one that I chose today, again, it's simple ways to promote your music on SoundCloud. And so there are some tips. So one is to make sure that your SoundCloud content sounds great. So if you're looking to, in addition to like a business card and your website and some other marketing materials that you have on hand, it's important to have a SoundCloud account so that you can refer people as like a quick one-stop shop place to kind of listen and review your music. So make sure that that the music is professionally done and that it sounds good, not something that you kind of just threw together on your phone or just it's not a demo. This is like your real music that you're using to represent who you are as an artist. Make sure that your SoundCloud content looks great. That's of course that speaks for itself. This is interesting. Use tags. So it says that to ensure that your content is tagged well. So tag your songs with any genre name that is relevant to your track. So for instance, I know quite a few people have, in the past compared you to Stevie Wonder, right? So you might want to use Stevie Wonder as a tag so that people that are doing searches, they'll come to your music. Yes. It's all pretty self-explanatory, but again, it's one of those things that you overlook because it's just like so in your face, you just don't think about it. Embed. If you're providing audio streams on your website, use SoundCloud to embed your tracks. And I noticed on your website you've got like Spotify and a bunch of download sites, which is great.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if you had SoundCloud, but
I did.
Okay. So that's good. See, you're already ahead of the game. Go ahead, Milton.
I have to give that credit to family members and friends.
I know it's so much to catch up with, right?
I'm just a box that you carry around.
It's so much. I mean, this age is it's hard to keep up.
It is.
So it's...
I'm just thankful for the younger generation.
Yes.
And the iPhones that you can call them while we're having a conversation. I can text.
Yes.
Because I don't know what you're talking about.
So yes, I was like, okay, because again, I checked a great website, and yeah, you got to have different places where people, because not everybody, everybody has a preference in what they want to use. Yeah. So some people prefer to use SoundCloud. Some people like iTunes, listen to samples of the tracks there. But it's nice to give people options. So again, you're ahead of the game when it comes to that. It's important to engage. So don't just upload your music. But also when people comment on your music, make sure you respond back. Just keep them engaged and keep them informed of what's going on. Again, add a SoundCloud icon to your site. We talked about that. Use groups. So SoundCloud, which I didn't know, offers a way to share music with like-minded creators or listeners. Locate groups that might dig what you do, then post tracks to them. It's very important that you post to groups in a respectful, of course, non-spammy way and ask for genuine feedback. It's another way to utilize it. Repost other music. Some people want to keep things to themselves. And of course, when you have that mentality, you might think you're getting far, but in the grand scheme of things, it's all about helping others, and it comes back. That's true fact. And we'll definitely talk a little bit. That's one of the things that's changed, right? Yes, I mean it's a powerful thing to share the wealth and to share, resources and help build someone else up. Because when you're helping build someone else up, then you'll also benefit from it. And you're not doing it to benefit, but it's just that when you're helping others, when you're in that spirit, then it always comes back.
People are always willing to assist when they know that you're not selfish.
Right.
As well. So
Right.
Get back and you'll get it back.
Right. Be an active user. So I'm guilty of this. Not, I'll post a clip, a song clip on there, and then kind of forget about it. So you really have to be very active, and that's with not just SoundCloud, but all of the social media sites. You got to really keep people engaged, and just make sure that at least every day you try to at least say something, or make your presence known. Now, this is something that I don't know about, and I need to research further. It's called Use Spotlight. And it says there's a pro plan. So if you're on a pro plan, use Spotlight to pin up to 5 of your best tracks to the top of your profile. This ensures that you're showcasing your best material to SoundCloud users and potentially increasing the number of followers. So that's something to think about too. So hopefully, there's something that you gained from this.
I gained a lot.
From this SoundCloud. But I'm definitely going to, I'm excited about being more proactive and utilizing social media, especially, again, after going to that ASCAP conference or expo, because, again, in this digital age, it's important. Mm-hmm. It's definitely important. And, we're in a new time, a new era. And, again, you're ahead of the game. You've got a team of people that know what they're doing using technology.
Yeah, I really am thankful. I just sang.
Right.
And get the music and pass it on.
Uh-huh.
Very, very influential people who have the ability to move my project forward.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm so excited about you being here and excited that you're doing this project. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, but okay.
Thank you very much.
I get excited. I haven't changed when it comes to that.
That's all right. You've been excited.
Oh, we're going to take a quick break. Actually, we're going to do the Have You Heard segment where we're going to actually show you the first video. I'm excited about that. It's called Here's to Life. It's a real smooth, groovy track, something that it's a remake of a song, but I love it. I love the production of it, like your outfit, I really like the end, but you guys got to watch it so that you can see the end. You got to check the move out at the end. So we're going to watch the video, and then we'll come right back, and we'll get to know the man behind this beautiful smile, Mr. Milton Smitty Smith. Stay tuned.
No complaints and no regrets. Still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. But I have learned that all you give is all you get. So give it all you got. Oh yes. I had my share, I drank my fill. And even though I'm satisfied, I'm hungry still to see what's down the road, beyond the hill, and do it all again. So here's to life and all the joy it brings. Here's to life. To the dreamers and their dreams. It's so funny how the time just fly. How love can go from warm hellos to sad goodbyes, and leave you with the memories you memorize to keep your winters warm on your There's no yes in yesterday, and who knows what tomorrow brings or takes away. As long as I'm in the game, I wanna play for laugh, for life, for love. So here's to life, and all the joy it brings. Here's to life, to the dreamers in their dreams. May all your storm be weathered, and all that's good get better. Here's to love, here's to life, here's to you. May all your storm be weathered, and all that's good get better. Here's to love, here's to life, here's to you. Oh. Come on, what I say. Ay, 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 ay. Woo! Ay, 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 ay. 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 Come on. What I say. Here's to life. Here's to life. You know what I'm talking about? Let me hear you say. What I say. Let me hear you say it one more time. That's what I'm talking about. Get it. What I say. All the people, let me hear you say yeah. Here's to life. Back in the day, I hear you, pops. Come on. Here's to life. What I say.
Hey, Face. Shout out to Face.
Yeah.
Where's my bell? Ding, 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 ding.
Face
Shout out to
is
Face.
the man.
Yes. Now, did you do all of your recording at Face
All of
Media?
it. And I've done some at Paul Walker Studio. We call it the Mini Horizon. That's where I got most of my recordings in the past. Done was at Horizon. Jodeci, Stevie, everyone used that studio. And then he went back to another career. So I found Face, which is in
It's way out.
way down.
Yes, like not past White Plains or
Yeah.
something crazy.
But oh my goodness, man, it's the best studio.
It's
in the
beautiful.
world.
I haven't been in a
Best
long
in the
time.
world.
So shout out to Paul Walker as well.
Yeah.
Shout out. Hey, Paul, hope you're watching. Okay, so let's get into the bio reading. Then we can kind of, because, you know, I'll sit here and chit-chat all day long if you let me.
By the way, that's
Yes.
Phase Recording Studio.
Yes.
Phase.
Phase.
Yes.
Okay, so the quick bio read. It says, after being presented with a set of drums at the age of 8, it became as writing on the wall for what laid ahead in Smitty's future. I gotta get used to calling you Smitty.
Yeah, you got it.
A skilled musician, Smitty would prove to be at a young age, having his first professional performance at 14 years old. As a music producer, songwriter, arranger, drummer, vocalist, guitarist, and keyboardist, Smitty's varied talents would take him all over the world with the very best in music. Smitty would later go on his adult career to work with several accomplished and legendary artists such as Stevie Wonder, Chuck Brown, who he credits as his greatest musical experiences. He has also worked with and performed with acclaimed musicians Najee, Mesa, Experience Unlimited, EU, Walter Beasley, Ronnie Laws, Shantae Moore, Kenny Lattimore, Jodeci, Stimulus, Woo Woo, Sheila E., and the late legendary Wilton Felder, amongst others. Oh, so you've done quite a bit.
Yeah, it's been a long journey, this music thing.
And you're still here.
Still here.
And you know, I want to say, I just want to first start. So we've known each other since, it's been over 30 years. It's just hard to believe. And I had posted something on Facebook on the way here that working with Stimulus was the first band that I ever worked with. My first band experience, and it was really cool. And back then, so the way we met, and this kind of goes into what I want to talk about during the interview. So there was a radio, you were doing this big radio marketing push, and Stimulus was going to be at RSVP, and you just launched your record back then, and so you were doing like this promo tour. And me and my girlfriend Jam, remember Jam? We would hang out, and that's how I met you and the guys. And then we just started talking music, and one thing led to another, and you gave me a chance, and I appreciate that. I really do.
You were then and still very talented.
Thank you. Thank you. But it just speaks to how important it is to be there, to show up, be in the moment, and not to be afraid to network. Because sometimes folks get in, or artists will be out and they're afraid to approach people because, you know, they're not sure of what the reaction is going to be. But you got to put yourself out there. And even if nothing becomes of that moment, then, and you may not know it, but that moment is something that'll catapult you into something else. So it's important. Building relationships is definitely important. Now, this song that's playing now, Girl, I Want to Get Next to You. What was it? Was it 86 or 85? 85. I love that song. I wish we could play the whole thing, but yes, the earliest Stimulus songs. So back then when you wrote these songs and now doing your solo career or your solo project, in terms of your writing style, I mean, of course it has evolved, but in terms of the subjects or the focal point behind your lyrics, is that pretty much the same?
For me, it's the same because music moves me. Music is my life, so I don't just want to sing and write about something that's the moment. Mm-hmm. I think it's part of my education in music through people like Stevie and all of the other great legendaries I had the pleasure to work with. They taught me longevity is better than a moment in time. Mm-hmm. That's why so many great songs like Chuck Brown, Stevie are still memorable, and people are doing versions of their songs as opposed to someone who had a short career. They had a really popular song for 6-8 months. Mm-hmm. You don't hear them, what they call them one-hit wonders.
One-hit wonders, yes.
My goal is to never be a one-hit wonder. Unfortunately, you can't judge or you can't predict the future for your production, but you can predict where you're trying to go with your career. Mm-hmm. You can do that, but
right.
you don't have the answer. That may not be good at that one too, but at least you gave it your best.
Right. Absolutely. So let's take it back to the beginning. So how or when did your musical career begin? So we in the bio, it said, started at a very young age, but like your first, how did that opportunity present itself, that first performance?
It's such a blur because I was so young. I do remember receiving the set of drums in elementary school because we were so poor. We couldn't afford the drums, so the school teachers all put together. He felt that I would do something with drums. This guy, and I don't want to get into race, but he was a Caucasian guy. But he saw the potential in me as a musician, and he wanted to do everything he can to teach me to be not only a musician, but a decent gentleman in life.
Wow.
And to this day, I owe him that. It's very special to me.
Wow. Impact. Did you stay connected with him throughout the years from that?
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to see him since I left elementary school. I've tried. People in my life have tried. We've tried to find him, no success.
Oh, so you have to give me his name because I've been known to find people.
Oh, if you can find him, I'll empty my bank account because I just like to say thanks to that
Oh
guy.
my goodness. I have a story I have to tell you. We don't have time for it right now, but I was able to find my sister after 47 years. I found her a few years ago.
Wow.
Wow. Nobody didn't believe it could be done, but got me on the case.
Yeah.
So just, give me his name. I'll try to find him for you. And that's the power of the internet and the power of Facebook.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now in terms of getting acclimated into the DC music scene, what was that like?
I was never really go-go player. I was R&B. I was taught, raised R&B. I have a brother who came home one day with a Stevie Wonder record, and he said, "Boy, you want to learn how to sing? Listen to this." He put on a Stevie Wonder record. He said, that's singing, boy, that's singing. He was my older brother. And it was something about that music that I stayed in the house. I played that record. It scratched. I went and bought another one with my savings. That scratched. I went and got another one. It scratched. But I learned that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be like that guy right there. And then I found out he produced, he write. So I started playing with every instrument. I had a brother play guitar. I would mess with his guitar, and then one thing after another. I mean, it's just, I look out the window, all of the neighborhood kids was playing football and basketball. I was listening to Stevie, playing on the keyboard or on the guitar or on the drums.
I didn't even know that you could play other instruments.
Yeah, but that's the R&B. It just was a part of my life. And then I ran into Mr. Chuck Brown at the age of 11.
Oh, wow.
I was 11 years old when I met Chuck Brown. And he would sneak me into what they had, cabarets at the time. He would sneak me into the cabarets and have me sit behind the equipment. Son, you sit here until the people get drunk. When they get drunk, then he would bring me out and sit me right beside his drummer. I want you to watch him, son. And I watched him, and I watched him, and I watched him. And then I started feeling myself gravitating to go-go. One day...
Well, go ahead.
One day he called me out of the blue. Son, I'd like to know if you go to Japan.
Wow.
I said, yeah, okay.
So around how old were you by then?
Probably like 20, 22. So many years have gone by since my career with Chuck Brown started. But he never forgot me. I never forgot him. We would go to each other's performances. But it was never, son, I want you to play in my band, or can I play in it? We just knew each other. I guess like a father-son relationship.
So let's go back. So at 11, what was it about? How was that? I'm still trying to understand that connection though. He saw you and snuck you into the club, but what was the first introduction though?
That was he didn't even know I played drums.
Wow.
He thought I just liked music and I liked drums. He didn't know that I played. He just saw me and he knew that I liked music and I liked drums. So he brought me in and had me sit by the drum. Well, of course I told him that I liked drums, but he had never heard me. And as the years went by, I was playing with little local bands, little DC bands here and there. And the bands that I played with, they were really good, experienced band. I was the kid, everybody else was grown up. And we would perform on some of the shows and open for Chuck. And he saw me and we rekindled. And every time we bumped into each other, we would just have little conversations. But he would hear me on those shows. But I wasn't playing go-go, I was playing R&B.
See, it just sounds like it sounds like it's a lot of, I'd say, I call it divine intervention, where, you know, these people that were placed in your life that knew your destiny before you even knew, right?
I have to agree with you, Wendy, 100%, because everybody I bumped into have had some kind of influence in my life, musically, and free. You know, no school, but the education I got from Chuck Brown and Stevie and people like that, it's priceless. It is priceless. You can't get it from no university in the world.
Wow. So now, was it challenging then? And you probably partially answered this question already, but going from, so it was Chuck first, and then you started Stimulus, the group Stimulus, and then after that, in between?
No, actually, I was with Stimulus first. I played with local bands. Years ago, there was a very popular singer by the name of Sir Joe, and I was a kid there. Matter of fact, when we signed the contract, my mother had to sign it for me because I was too young, and we signed a contract with Warner Brothers, one of the record labels, and my mother had to sign it for me. And when I left that group, Sir Joe, I started playing again with other local. And Mr. Sutton, that was an elementary school teacher I had, Joe Sutton. I ran into him, and he encouraged me to do my own band. And he helped me with that, and he helped me. He bought speakers and PA and everything that I needed. As you said, another gentleman. His name is Joe Sutton. I used to call him Mr. Sutton. And he bought everything I needed, and we started Stimulus. Keyboards, everything I needed. We started recording, and I bumped into a gentleman by the name of Louis Oxley, who played keyboard for the Gap Band and all. And I asked him if he could help me on some of the production. Next thing I know, Joe Sutton was taking the recordings to New York. He came back one day and said, "Here's your deal."
Wow, isn't that something?
So, yeah, but the computer wasn't there, so he had to drive to New York every week.
Right.
Sit in the car, sleep. I don't know what he did, but I love him to this day for whatever he did to get that deal.
Right.
It was not as, I don't want to say easy. It is just as difficult now as it was then, but I would say it was more difficult because of communication factors. You don't have certain things that you have now.
Right.
So a lot of things then were either telephone or verbal.
Right.
And if you were nobody, you couldn't even get through the front doors of some of the record companies. So I don't know how he did it.
Yeah. Well, again, it was something that was meant to be, and those doors open. You can't explain it.
I can't.
But they open.
Yeah.
So now, this is a question that I've asked, and maybe you can help shed some light. The mentality of bands today. It's very different.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's really hard. I hate to say hard, but it's very challenging to find a committed group of musicians that are willing to put in the work and be dedicated to your cause or to your mission. So again, I have to applaud you, because I don't even know how long Stimulus was. How long were you guys together?
At least 10.
Yeah, see,
At least 10.
but we can't find that today. So I'm really trying to understand why. Why?
I don't understand it either. I will say this. I have a nephew who plays with Usher. That's how I got to meet Usher, hang out. He plays drums with Usher. They had the most family unit I've ever seen in the last 20 years. I haven't seen this kind of unit that they have. And it's so interesting. They love and respect each other so much that when their contract or commitment with Usher in, the entire unit went over to Ariana Grande. So they took the whole unit. I have learned so much from watching that. So it doesn't matter what scale, what level. What matters is your commitment, your loyalty to your musician friends, and who you are supporting. That what counts. The value there. It's not, I'm this great drummer, everybody see me all on TV, I'm this, and I'm behind this person. It's not that. I have a job to support the front person. I have a job to support each musician that's on the stage, be it 5 or 4, 20. When you have that kind of unity, that's what furthers your career.
Right.
That's
right.
Yeah.
And it's important.
It's not happening anymore.
It's not, and I understand that. For a lot of musicians, it's their livelihood. I get it, and so it's about making money because you got to eat. I get it, but how can you take it to the next level if you're not strong and again stand out? It takes commitment. It takes practice, and it's just not. We want to play the CD, and it's just not there nowadays.
It's not.
So do you have a strategy now that you're doing your solo project? Do you have musicians in mind that you will have working with you, or?
A lot of the entertainers that you see that I perform with, those are a consistent group of musicians. Keyboards, guitars, backgrounds, horns. It's a consistent group of friends that we have bonded together as a family. So at the drop of a dime, I can call them. And we can do rehearsals and the communication, the unity that we have, everything will be consistent. I don't think I would want to do it without those same guys, because that's how important it is.
Well, again, I need to learn the secret because it's just. Oh, but anyway, okay. Well, thank you for answering that. I try to I try to understand it, or what's changed and what can be done to kind of change it. And it just seems like the bottom line is, unless you're really already making money, then you're not going to find people that are really committed to your cause. So, okay. So now let's talk about now. Why now? What made you decide to start a solo project?
The song that I just did that you showed a video to, I was asked to produce that for another artist. And I started producing it, I was working on it, it was going very, very well. And the artist, for whatever reason, couldn't finish the project.
Okay.
And I put so much into it, I said, well, it's in my key. It's a very good song. And then I remember, this is the song Chuck Brown wanted to do 15 years ago. He wanted to do it, record it. I'll say, well, I can do it on myself. So I went in the studio, I called Face, I went over and I sung it. No, let me go back. I went to record. And we sat down and we started doing the vocals on it. And he was coaching and helping me and directing me, and one thing led to another, and I was like, wow, it's not coming out bad. I mean, I'm not blowing my own horn, but it didn't come out bad. I said, well, why just throw this nice track away, put it away and everything in? I started working on that, and then I went back to the archives. I said, okay, I got this.
You got your vault, huh?
Look, the vault, and nothing in there was free, so I was like, it cost me this much to do that. I had to get some of this money back. No, I'm kidding. Well, the people can say what they want. I'm going to keep it real.
That's right.
I'm going to keep it 100.
That's right.
You spend weeks on this song, and then you look at it sitting in the can.
Right.
You don't want that. But each one of the songs that I pulled out has personal meaning. It came from a personal experience or something. So I went back and decided. The song Playing Games, Chucky Thompson, big producer. He and I was partners. We worked together. We did this song. And we did it for another artist. And the artist got a deal and didn't want to pay us for this one. I said, okay. In the can.
The beautiful business of music, right?
No, we at 100. That's what Playing Games came from.
Right.
They got the deal and didn't want to pay the money that was spent for us to get that song to where it was. Honest to goodness, they got the deal off of that Playing Games. That's how they got their record deal. And then when it was time to reimburse us for all the time and effort and energy, they said, we'll use some other people.
It's messed up. Oh my gosh. But there's a lesson in that on both sides, because you have independent artists that complain that, you know, it's so, and it is expensive because as an independent artist, you're having to finance it yourself unless you get sponsors or family members, whoever, to help you. Always complaining about that, but on the other side of that, it's a business, and as a producer, as a songwriter, the person that does the beats, and as the person that writes the lyrics, you have to be compensated and protect yourself too, because if not, things like this happen. It's unfortunate.
There's so many talented young artists, so many talented young producers who just want a name.
Right.
And they are giving away these tracks, $500, and they hear it all across the year. But you don't know they did the track for $500, and this artist is making millions because they want. And that's the difference between me and the younger person. I realize I got somebody I want to send to college.
Right.
I want to do the same thing as they're doing.
Let's take a quick break. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna finish. We're gonna finish this. But yeah, we'll be right back.
Am I getting too real?
No, I enough time. Welcome back. So again, let's talk about these. Let's continue to keep it 100.
All right.
Yes, but people need to understand and know, because again, on both sides, you've got folks not understanding why does it cost so much? If this person is doing beats in his basement and they're not even getting out there, why is it that why is it so expensive? And again, you have stuff like this that happens.
That's how the people who are spending the money feel, because they don't want to spend the money to make their career.
Right.
We can color it any kind of color you want, but the truth of the matter is, we want success, but we don't want to pay for success.
Right.
And sometimes we have to pay for success.
You have to invest in yourself.
And that's the old days. The old days, what they did was they tricked the artists. They gave them a beautiful check with a whole bunch of numbers on it. And then the artists wonder why 5 years later I still haven't gotten paid. You remember that check I gave you?
Right.
And they don't understand. So your book, that's a gold mine. Learn the business. Learn the industry. Because so many people are on top of the game now. It's hard for you to win unless you know what you're doing.
Yes.
The internet, they are ripping on the internet, selling music. You have to get codes embedded in your songs and things like that. If you don't know about that, you find out somebody sold you a CD over here in Europe somewhere, and they've made thousands of dollars, and you don't even know it's sold because you weren't there.
Music.
Those are just some of the things I want to share with some of your audience.
And yes, and then so you went back into your vault and you got some music. So what's one of your favorites? I know all of them have great stories behind them, but is there like a favorite or a couple of your favorite tunes that really have special meaning?
I think You and I thank Paul. And I'll go back to earlier, our conversation. Paul Walker is really the purpose or the meaning behind me getting back into it. He did You and I, and he did a duet with one of his artists. Her name is Tamika, they call her Mimi. And Paul called me in and asked me to do the male part. And it was You and I, which is Stevie Wonder's my greatest fan, one of my greatest artists in the world. And that started me wanting to really get back into the industry again as an artist. But I owe it all to Paul Walker. He really spearheaded it and asked me to come sing this. Now you need to do your project.
Right.
He did. He has a very nice single, not a single, but a CD with a lot of instrumental smooth jazz. See,
he's been kind of quiet though. Yeah, I had to get Paul out here too. Again, shout out to Paul. Where you been, man? I think I ran into him a few years ago at Grace's or something, and but he's been kind of quiet. He definitely isn't on Facebook that much.
No, he's all very low key.
So for the artists, for this next generation of artists that are watching now, in terms of the promotion, like you got your CD and now what's next? How do I market myself? How do I get into some of these clubs? What are some of the things that you're noticing today or from back in the day to what's going on now? What are some, are there some things that you can actually pinpoint that maybe artists can use to help get them in some of the clubs or to help them as they move through or move forward in their career?
Everything is based off numbers now. The clubs want to see how many people are following you on your Facebook, YouTube. It's all about numbers now, where back in the day, if you were performing around the city, basically in the city, there was someone that could vouch, yes, they filled this club. Yes, they're filled and they're popular. Everybody's coming to see them. Rare Essence and Chuck Brown, or just another, they know about it. But now the clubs, they want to see numbers. They're going on the same sites that you and I and everybody else are going on, wanting to see what kind of following does this audience have? What kind of numbers are they turning out as far as how many nights are they performing and things like that. I really, it's still a catch-22, because if you're not showing them that you can draw a crowd, if you're not showing and you can't show or prove that you can draw a crowd, then everybody is not willing to take that chance. No one is willing to take the chance.
Right.
Everybody wants to see numbers because it costs.
Right.
You have to pay staff, you have to pay liquor, you have to pay for the lights to be on. So no one wants to pull someone in just because you have a nice CD.
Right. Right.
They don't care about that. They want to see what is your following. So as you said, Facebook, all of the different sites that you can get on them, and get the numbers high so people can see who you are.
Okay. So now, in terms of, so what's next for you? What do you got your project? What are you going to do next?
My next move is performing. I want to do a CD. I'm going to do a CD release. And the CD release, I will invite not only friends and family, but I will invite a lot of the owners of the restaurants and the clubs and stuff around give them a little VIP section, just so they can see what's happening when I perform. Not only my performance, but the people that will come and see. So it's like killing two birds with one stone. They will get to see me perform, and they will also get to see the following that I have. And I just hope and pray that the family and friends that I have, because I don't want to say fans, because my friends are closer to me than a fan. I want friends. And once they see the kind of following that I have, classy people that, not going to destroy their place. Those are the kind of things that I plan to do, just to promote myself.
Okay. Well, you please let me know. Let me know, because I'll be there.
All right. You're going to sing.
This is about you. This is your night. When it's time for me to release my project, then you'll hear me sing. This is all about you.
I'll do a special song where you can come up and sing, though.
Okay.
I will.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, why are we playing this song? I don't turn that off, because I want to hear this. Please. Okay. So again, this project is called Today You're Mine.
Today You're Mine.
Where can people purchase this?
CD Baby. Google. You can just download Smitty.com or Smitty Music.
Okay. All right.
SmittyMusic.com.
www.smittymusic.com. Okay.
And it'll take you straight to the website. You can get it from the website, or you can get it from iTunes, CD Baby, Google Music.
Okay. All of them.
Spotify.
Yes. You guys, make sure you stay connected to Milton. Also, there's a place on his website where you can join his mailing list and stay informed of his, make sure you stay informed of his CD release party.
Yes.
And upcoming performances.
Yes.
Definitely don't want to miss it. Let me just end real quick with our Set Your Mind, Set Your Week segment. So the quote for today is by Unknown. It's called, "Sometimes too late is just in time." And I thought that was pretty appropriate. So the fan the flame to that, or the takeaway, is that we always say it's never too late to follow a dream, start a dream, or live in your dream. Life happens, and sometimes we have to defer to do what needs to be done at the time for whatever reason. There are no mistakes, nor is time ever wasted. Things happen, dreams happen when they're supposed to. Just because you think it's too late, it could actually be the absolute best or right time for you. Keep pushing forward, and remember to do something, even if it's research about the music business, marketing, writing, etc. Do something. So I thank you so much, Milton. Next time I want you to come back and sing.
All right.
Now you got to sing 2 songs plus 2 or more songs. See, since you missed this time, we got to double up.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
I wish you so much success on this project, and I am just looking forward to what's to come.
Thank you so much.
And I thank you so much for being a friend, and again, to start my launch in terms of, as far as being in a band and understanding the behind the scenes with that.
Thank you.
So you were very influential in my life as well.
I'd like to thank some friends as well.
Please do.
I'd like to thank my nephew, Mr. Aaron Spears. That's Usher's drummer in there. Ariana Grande. He's been such a big influence on me. He gave me the drums for the video. He gave me the sticks.
Okay.
So many people. Bass. I like to thank my family, every last one of you guys. My reason for waking up in the morning. And to be able to do what I love, and to wake up and have such support, I'm so thankful. But thank you, Wendy. This is my first really
interview, and it wasn't bad, was it?
Yeah.
It wasn't, but well, this is just the first of many.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.
Yes.
I was nervous to come on because I've been behind.
I know.
Playing the drums in the back.
I know.
And it's like nobody's back.
I told you. But see, I said it's just like old family sitting back chit-chatting.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But again, stay connected to Milton Smitty Smith. SmittyMusic.com. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Oh, yeah. My life is a gift from you, blessed from heaven, that's for sure. So every day I live, give thanks to you. Oh, I haven't been perfect, and that's okay. And you still show love my way, yeah. Please don't leave me, stay, 'cause I know the sun doesn't shine, the rain doesn't fall, and there wouldn't be a twinkle, twinkle, little star. And just like we have winter, spring, and summer, fall, I can always count on you, because you never let me down. You've always been around for me, and my trust for you will never leave. It will never leave, because you know my destiny. So I believe. Oh, 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 oh. Every day my faith gets stronger, knowing you're there, I hang on a little longer. Sometimes life gets a little hard, hey. Your times are tough, so hard to bear. I get weak sometimes and feel you really don't care. But when I open my eyes and look out the window and see that the sun doesn't shine and the rain doesn't fall, and there wouldn't be a twinkle, twinkle, little star, yeah. And just like we have a winter, spring, and summer,